Prime Minister Modi on historic Saudi Arabia visit holds meetings with the Saudi top leadership and also meets the King of Jordan, Abdullah II. He will address the Future Investment Initiative, agreements on Strategic Partnership Council along with the key pacts in oil and gas sectors on the anvil. Prime Minister Modi says India-Saudi Arabia relations on a historic high. In an interview to a South Daily Arab News, the Prime Minister praises the kingdom's role for joining India in the fight against global terror and being India's leading partner in the energy security. Delegation of European Union parliamentarians in Srinagar to have a first-hand information about the normal situation there. The delegation praises Prime Minister Modi for his visionary leadership. It's a significant statement from Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. He says he will again lead the next government in the state. No promise to Shiv Sena on the rotation of the Chief Minister's post. Justice Bobde will be the next Chief Justice of India. He will take oath on 18th November. The President signs the notification. In international news, the British MPs reject the early election plan for 12th December. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said to try again amid the ongoing Brexit deadlock. Hello and good afternoon. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli Mahajan. Our top story: Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Saudi on a historic tour. Prime Minister Modi will have a very hectic schedule during his day-long visit. Prime Minister will meet the Saudi King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud today. Prime Minister Modi will also hold separate round of talks with the Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman today. An agreement on the Strategic Partnership Council is expected to be signed during the visit. King Salman will also host a banquet in the honor of Prime Minister Modi. And the launch of integration of the e-Migrate and Saudi e-Tawteeq portals for the benefit of the workers is also on the cards. An MOU is also likely to be signed during the visit to launch the RuPay card in Saudi Arabia that will be very useful for not only the large Indian community but also the Hajj and the Umrah pilgrims. Prime Minister Modi will also deliver the keynote address at the third session of the Future Investment Initiative Forum in Riyadh. The FII is also known as the Davos of the Desert. The third FII session is organized under the Vision 2030, which is a blueprint for economic transformation of Saudi Arabia through diversification of its oil-based economy. Several initiatives are being undertaken by Saudi Arabia to fulfill this vision, and the aim is to work alongside the global strategic partners and investment managers. Under its Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia has selected 8 countries for forging strategic partnership. And these countries include India, China, the UK, the US, France, Germany, South Korea and Japan. And though a short visit, it is a very intense and strong on deliverables and hopes to further strengthen the growing strategic relationship between the two nations. And beginning his engagements in Saudi Arabia, Prime Minister Modi today met the Saudi Minister of Labour and Social Development, Ahmad bin Sulaiman Al Raji. And Prime Minister Modi also met the Saudi Arabia's Minister of Energy, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. The leaders had a productive meeting. Both the dignitaries spoke about efforts to improve energy cooperation between the two nations. And earlier on, Saudi Minister of Environment, Water and Agriculture Abdul Rahman bin Abdul Mohsen Al Fadle called on Prime Minister Modi. Both the sides held useful discussions, productive discussions towards exploring newer areas of cooperation in agriculture, food processing and water technology. And earlier on, Prime Minister Modi held a bilateral meeting with the Kingdom of Jordan, His Majesty King Abdullah II bin Al Hussein in Riyadh. Both the leaders exchanged views on working closely together to strengthen the ties across sectors, especially in trade and investment, human resources development and people-to-people ties. Now, in an interview to an Arab News of Saudi Arabia, Prime Minister Modi has praised Saudi Arabia's role as an important and reliable source of India's energy requirements. The Prime Minister has expressed satisfaction over cooperation in the field of counter-terrorism, security and strategic issues. He said that India and Saudi Arabia are working together within G20 to reduce inequality and promoting sustainable development. The Prime Minister said that agreements are to be signed on Strategic Partnership Council. Stressing on the need for deepening bilateral ties in various fields, Prime Minister Modi said that the kingdom's role is an important one and also reliable for India's energy requirements. Now, Prime Minister Modi also highlighted the results of India's key reforms announced in recent years. The Prime Minister said that India's position in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index has jumped 79 positions. He said that major flagship initiatives offers huge opportunities to the foreign investors. The Prime Minister also expressed happiness to note Saudi Arabia too embarked upon the reform program as part of their Vision 2030. The Prime Minister said that Asian powers like India and Saudi Arabia share similar security concerns in their neighborhood. And besides that, Prime Minister Modi also said there is a need for collective efforts for the growth of all with everyone's trust. He said that Saudi Aramco will participate in a major refinery and petrochemical project on India's west coast. The Prime Minister said that he is looking forward to participation of Aramco in India's strategic petroleum reserves. And there's a lot of enthusiasm among the Indian businessmen living in Saudi Arabia in view of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Saudi Arabia. They believe that the visit will further strengthen India-Saudi ties. Let's listen into these reactions.
मेरा ये मानना है इनकी 2016 विजिट एंड रिसेंट विजिट के बाद अब बिजनेस काफ़ी तेज़ी से डेवलप होगा, दिलों में एक फीलिंग बढ़ रही है.
If you have seen recently, there has been a very big development that Saudi Aramco is going to invest more than billions of amount in India. This initiative has come, if you see, it is all because of the new PM's effort only, our PM's effort only.
जितने भी NRIs थे उन लोगों की सख्त ज़रूरत थी यहाँ पे, जैसा दूसरे और जो गूगल पे जो भी थे यहाँ पे, लेकिन जो हज के यात्री जो आते हैं और कई लोग थे जिसको इंडियन रुपीस में उनको ये करना मुश्किल होता था, और यहाँ पे मोर देन 3 मिलियन इंडियंस वी हैव, तो ये बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है. लास्ट टाइम दुबई में भी उसका वो हुआ था, और यहाँ सऊदी अरेबिया में जिस तरह के लिए हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ रहे हैं, ये हम लोग इसके लिए तो हम लोग इंतज़ार कर रहे थे.
तो ये कि एजुकेशन के सिलसिले में यहाँ पर जो है वो बहुत अच्छा काम होना है, और वो इंडिया की तरफ देख रहे हैं और जाना भी चाहते हैं एजुकेशन की तरफ से लिए. तो हम समझते हैं कि इस फील्ड पे बहुत अच्छा स्कोप है हम लोग के लिए भी और इंडिया के लिए हम लोग से, बल्कि इससे ज़्यादा क्लोजनेस हम ज़्यादा क्लोज होंगे और किसी फील्ड के मुकाबले में एजुकेशन के ज़रिए.
देखिए, हिंदुस्तान के बिजनेसमैन के लिए बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है यहाँ पे, और यहाँ के लोग भी वहाँ जाना चाहते हैं, और अगर अच्छा एग्रीमेंट हुआ और सब कुछ अच्छा हुआ तो लोग यहाँ के भी वहाँ जाएंगे और वहाँ से भी यहाँ आएंगे. इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी दोनों तरफ है.
IT is a major sector in Saudi Arabia, and all the leading IT companies are here, and we are providing end-to-end support to Saudi government in all their IT initiatives.
There is when GN projects are coming, 3 region projects are coming, and we are expecting a more domination in that project by PM's visit, and hope his meetings with Crown Prince or Kings will help to Indian companies to dominate in that projects.
मीडिया के क्षेत्र में अगर हम कॉपरेशन करते हैं तो हम समझते हैं कि भारत और सऊदी अरब के ताल्लुकात और बेहतर हो सकते हैं. वी विल बी प्रोग्रेसिंग मोर एंड मोर.
And news now from back home. The 28-member delegation of European Union MPs visited Srinagar today. They will be meeting the Jammu and Kashmir administration officials and the local residents of Srinagar. They're also likely to call on the JNK governor Satyapal Malik.
Yes, it was fantastic, and I'm quite reassured actually that we're getting access to Kashmir and the first foreign delegates to be able to do that, to look at the situation on the ground. Of course, the UK is part of the Commonwealth of Nations, and we are absolutely adamant that we must try and maintain peace and unity between our various Anglosphere countries. And so it's good to be able to go to Kashmir, look at the geopolitical situation, and be able to report back at home what we believe is going on there.
It's a good opportunity for us to come here and first-hand hear what the situation is in Kashmir, how the changes are going to be affected, and also for us now to go into Kashmir as a foreign delegation and to be able to see first-hand for ourselves what is happening on the ground.
And meanwhile, in Jammu and Kashmir, as many as 1.6 lakh students appeared in the Board of School Education examinations being conducted today at 1,500 centres across Kashmir. Class 12th examinations will commence from tomorrow, in which 48,000 students will appear at 633 centres. And moving on now to political news from Maharashtra. In a big development, the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has expressed confidence that he will lead the next government in the state for the next 5 years. He also said that the BJP Shiv Sena will soon form the government, while pushing aside claims that any 50-50 formula was agreed upon between the two coalition partners. He also said that Shiv Sena has not made any demand as yet, saying any decision will be made only on merit basis. Fadnavis also said that no offer of Deputy Chief Minister was discussed with the Shiv Sena. Meanwhile, the BJP Vice President of Maharashtra unit has expressed hope that the coalition government will soon be formed in the state.
फॉर्मल बातचीत तो शुरू हो चुकी है, अगर मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा है तो 100% वो शुरू हो चुकी है। जल्द ही शपथ विधि की तारीख भी तय की जाएगी और आने वाले कुछ ही दिनों में महायुति की सरकार आएगी।
Moving on now, Justice Sharad Arvind Bobde has been appointed as the 47th Chief Justice of India. Justice Bobde will take oath on 18th November, a day after the incumbent Ranjan Gogoi demits office. The Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, Dr. P.K. Mishra, presented the warrant of appointment to the Honorable Chief Justice Designate Justice S.A. Bobde. He will have a tenure of 17 months and would demit office on 23rd of April 2021. President Ramnath Kovind presented the National Corporate Social Responsibility Awards at Vigyan Bhavan today. The awards have been instituted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs to recognize the corporate initiatives in the area of CSR to achieve inclusive growth and sustainable development. These awards are the highest government recognition in the domain of the CSR. Addressing the gathering, the President said that the government is sensitive about the need to calibrate the CSR regime to make it more effective. The President urged those who are present there to motivate their employees to do more for the service of the society. He also asked the CSR to set a target for the welfare of orphans and Divyangjans.
Whom shall we help most? I have in my mind orphan children and Divyang. While the government has done what it can to give them a helping hand, society and especially the corporate sector can still do more for them. Can we plan in such a way that within a foreseeable future, every orphan child can get personal care? We can set 2030 as a deadline to ensure providing care to every child.
And addressing the event, the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman appreciated the role of the corporate sector for giving back to society.
I appreciate the Corporate Affairs Secretary who's put in this kind of an effort to make sure that the recognition is given to the wealth creators, not just for wealth creation, but to give back to the community in the name of CSR. Giving back to the community from where you earned the profit, and justified and rightful profit, is the spirit of the CSR, which in this country has now gained a lot of traction, and therefore to recognize wealth creators who are giving back to their communities in very many different ways is a very important thing.
And meanwhile, in a humanitarian gesture during the event, President Ramnath Kovind and the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman came down the stage and inquired about the health and the well-being of a woman security personnel who had fallen down at the event. Now, with an aim to curb street crime, the Delhi police had launched 15 Prakhar vans to control street crimes in the national capital, and giving boost to efforts to control crime, the Delhi police has added another 15 vans to its tally. These vans will be deployed especially in the vulnerable areas which registers the highest number of crimes. Notably, one woman's staff will also be deployed in each van. The police personnel have been given special training to deal with any situation. The move aims at providing a sense of safety among Delhiites by controlling crimes in the national capital.
प्रखर गाड़ी जो दिल्ली पुलिस ने लॉन्च किया है वो पिछले महीने केंद्रीय गृह राज्य मंत्री साहब की तरफ से 15 गाड़ियाँ लॉन्च हुई थी। उस फ्लीट में ये इजाफा है, 15 और गाड़ियाँ दी गई है ताकि हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 2-2 गाड़ियाँ ऐसे रहे, प्रखर गाड़ियाँ, जिनको एक्सक्लूसिव टास्क दिया गया है कि जो स्ट्रीट क्राइम प्रोन स्ट्रेचेस हैं हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, उस पे ये पेट्रोलिंग करेंगे और अपनी ड्यूटी निभाएंगे।
इसका इम्पैक्ट बहुत बड़ा है। ऐसे जगह पे वारदात में कमी आई है, कॉल्स में कमी आई है। उसी क्रम में आज 15 और जुड़ने से हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 2 स्ट्रीट क्राइम के अगेंस्ट में जो ये हमारा मुहिम है उसमें बढ़ोतरी होगी, उसको हम और अच्छी तरीके से कंट्रोल कर सकेंगे।
Ayushman Bharat scheme run by the central government is proving to be beneficial for crores of people across the country. After the implementation of the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, now even the deprived people are getting the treatment free at the hospitals. Let's take a look at this ground report from the Raisen district of Madhya Pradesh.
The Ayushman Bharat scheme has provided much needed relief to crores of poor and deprived people of India. People of Raisen district of Madhya Pradesh who were unable to get treatment for serious diseases due to financial constraints are now able to get medical treatment free of cost under the scheme. Raghuveer Rakwal, a resident of Raisen, says that he suffered heart attack and the cost of treatment in a private hospital was very high. Under the Ayushman Bharat scheme, he got treatment free of cost.
मेरा इलाज काफ़ी महंगा था और उस दौरान मुझे पता चला कि आयुष्मान कार्ड द्वारा मेरा इलाज हो सकता है, तो मैंने आयुष्मान कार्ड बनवाया मेरा और मेरा इलाज हुआ, क्योंकि मेरा इलाज करीबन 1,55,000 रुपये, 1.5 लाख के समथिंग था, उससे हुआ है और आज मैं संतुष्ट हूँ।
Meena, Raghuveer's wife, says that her husband has got a new lease of life from the Ayushman Bharat scheme. She's thanked the Prime Minister for this initiative.
मेरे मिस्टर के सीने में दर्द था, इनको मैं विदिशा उपचार के लिए ले गई थी। वहाँ पे इनको अचानक अटैक आ गया, वहाँ से इनको भोपाल रेफर किया गया। उधर से बोला गया कि आपका खर्च ज़्यादा आएगा, आप नहीं कर पाएंगी, आयुष्मान कार्ड द्वारा आप इलाज करवाना। हमने वहाँ पे तुरंत में आयुष्मान कार्ड बनवाया, फिर इनको भोपाल ले गए, उससे इनका 1.5 लाख के करीब इलाज हुआ। अब ये ठीक हैं। मैं भारत सरकार की इस योजना से बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। हम जैसे गरीब परिवारों को इससे मदद मिलती है।
Ayushman Bharat scheme has provided better medical treatment, especially to the rural poor who could not afford treatment in private hospitals. This scheme has proved to be a boon for such people. Bureau Report, DD News.
On to international developments now. Well, days before the United Kingdom was formally due to leave the European Union on 31st of October, the Brexit still hangs in the balance, with the British politicians still arguing over how, when or even if the divorce should take place at all. In a recent development, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will try for a fourth time to secure an early general election after the MPs rejected his plan. The Prime Minister will publish a bill proposing a poll on 12th December that would only need a simple majority to succeed, not two-thirds as required in the previous attempts. However, he would still need votes from smaller parties for it to pass. The push for an election came after Johnson officially accepted European Union's offer of an extension to the Brexit deadline to 31st of January. And the US House of Representatives, which is controlled by the opposition Democratic Party, will vote on impeachment procedures against President Donald Trump for the first time later this week. That's according to a letter by the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. In the letter released to the press on Monday, Pelosi said, I quote, "This week we will bring a resolution to the floor that affirms the ongoing existing investigation that is currently being conducted by our committees as part of this impeachment inquiry, including all the requests for documents, subpoenas and records and testimony and other investigative steps previously taken or to be taken as part of this investigation." Pelosi said that we are taking this step to eliminate any doubt as to whether the Trump administration may withhold documents, prevent the witnesses' testimony, disregard duly authorized subpoenas, or continue obstructing the House of Representatives, unquote. Meanwhile, the Trump administration has reacted sharply to the move, accusing the Democrats of conducting an unauthorized impeachment proceeding, that's quote unquote. And moving on now to sports news, Tiger Woods equaled the PGA Tour record of 82 tournament wins with victory at the Zozo Championship. The 43-year-old world number 10 had 7 holes to finish in Japan on Monday as he matched fellow American Sam Snead's record set in 1965. It was his first event since having his 5th knee operation 9 weeks ago. In April, Woods had won his first major for 11 years with victory at the Masters, leaving him 3 short of Jack Nicklaus' record of 18 major titles. Now, these are the story of no ordinary puppets. While they have bottle cap, noses and long pink hair made from shredded plastic bags and are being manipulated by school children, taking their show on the road to the capital Jakarta from their home on the central island of Lombok. In a year when young people worldwide have followed the example of Swedish teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg in flagging environmental concerns, these Indonesian students are using plastic items to make the puppet characters that teach the importance of protecting the environment. Now, most of the puppeteers are aged from about 7 to 16. They collect and sort through waste from their own neighborhoods, washing plastic containers and painting faces on paper cups before assembling the figures using the bamboo sticks. Master artist Yusuf Abagond is working on his latest project, painting the walls of a studio he shares with other artists in Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos. Abagond starts out by creating a central subject, then slowly fills in with a mural with intricate lines and patterns that he says tells a multitude of stories. He calls his art from Anisium, a technique that features the movement of lines in spiral patterns using acrylic and charcoal.
Is a name given by the Yoruba tribe to a child born with as the lines he paints mimic an umbilical cord, though some people regard it as a juju or black magic. To connect with a lot of Nigerians, becoming a sought-after art between 4 to 12 hours, depending on the intricacy of.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news, but news and updates will continue here on Doordarshan News. For the moment, thanks for being with us.